Hey everybody, it's Greg, Detroit's Love Guru, talking about parenting dynamics and the problems you have in relationships. So pay attention, listen up. I'm going to help you try to smooth those out when it comes to, let's face it, co-parenting. You're living together, you have parenting differences, step parenting. So pay attention, don't go anywhere. It's the Art of Relationship show right now. Okay. Hey, everybody. It's I appreciate everybody listening. Talking about parenting differences, and I run into this issue a lot with couples I deal with in my office. And believe it or not, a lot of people don't even realize I worked with a lot of kids and teens over the years. I stopped 9 years ago, at least, and a lot of trauma, okay? A lot of sexual trauma, a lot of abuse situations, divorce challenges, that type of situation, okay? So, number one, I want you to realize I do not know everything about parenting. I'm going to be honest, okay? Nobody does. You don't. Other professionals do not know about parenting, okay? They don't know everything, I should say, about parenting. You can look at a lot of books, a lot of situations, okay, out there. Some books I recommend are, Parenting with Love and Logic with Faye and Klein. It's good, it's a good guideline or, sort of foundation to go off, but everybody is different, okay? So you need to be able to look at child, let's face it, developmental stages, right? There's a difference between a 2-year-old and a 12-year-old. Let's face it, okay? Let's be honest. And we can also throw in, dynamics as far as children with ADHD challenges, okay? With autism spectrum challenges, maybe learning disabilities, that type of situation. So everybody is different. So, you need to adapt to what your child needs, plain and simple, okay? Now, big time is you might have children out there. One might be, let's face it, right? Might be shy. The other one might be bullheaded and stubborn. Maybe it's like you. Maybe it's like your significant other, your parent out there. And again, it's, it's not a right or wrong. It's looking at what is happening with the child. And a lot of times, let's be honest, okay? If you hold, the hand of a parent the hand of a child, right, that is bullheaded, stubborn, whatever, they're going to look at you and they're going to laugh and sort of disrespect you. Let's be real. But if you sort of are a lot more firmer with a child, maybe a lot more sterner in how your approach is with a child that might be shy, that, need their hand held, it can make a huge difference with that child, okay? It can destroy that child. Again, nothing is perfect. Nothing is, absolute when it comes to parenting, okay? So when it comes to parenting challenges and parenting difficulties within relationships, you have one parent that might be very passive. The other parent is very authoritative, okay? Let's just face it, okay? They're more stern and they want to beat the kid, spank the kid all the time. They want to ground the kid if they try to spill, juice or milk or whatever, right? And you're like, what the heck's going on, right? You have to look at, the developmental child facets, okay? Type of aspect, okay? Number one, a parent might want to coddle the one child. Let's face it, okay? Right, left, all that aspect, okay? They might want to coddle. They might want to, sort of soft approach with a child and let the kid do whatever they want. That's not healthy. And they're trying to worry about the well-being of the kid, the emotional well-being of the kid. That's great. However, it might not work. You have to remember, are you listening to each other? Why do you think you feel I'm too firm with you? Why do you think I'm too passive with the kids, okay? When it comes to parenting, remember, it is not your job to be your children's best friend. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be open with you. And a lot of people hate being that. And I look at, is it more about your benefit or is it about what's the benefit of your kid or children. Let's face it, okay? Plain and simple. And you can be a good friend to your kids when they're older, when they're adult. You get me? But you cannot be your child's best friend as they grow up. You have to be firm. You have to be stern at time with your kids. And there's a difference between discipline and versus punishment, okay? And a lot of people have to look at, discipline is to teach, okay? Can you teach your kid, that it's not right for them to talk back to you, call you names, disrespect you? You get me? That it's not right to, hit their baby brother or hit their sister, that type of stuff, right? So there's a way, it's about teaching. Punishment, typically, let's face it, right, is about belittling, calling the kid name. It's about, being derogatory to your kid big time, just ripping them apart. You rotten, you stupid, you get me? Why would you do that? That's so stupid. You know what? Punishment is not healthy when it comes to kid. About discipline, right? Are you consistent when it comes to parenting dynamics with your partner and wondering what the hell is going on, okay? Again, it's not all perfect. It's not all right or wrong, but listen what works for the kid versus what is, working for you or what is best for your own interest, okay? Now, we all know, right? There's timeout. There's taking stuff away from the kid. There's, those type of elements where, nothing works. But are you being firm enough? Are you being consistent enough? Remember, right? When you tell your kid no 9 times out of 10, however, if you tell them that one time and let them run loose, if you will, that one time, they're going to forget those 9 times that you say no. And let's be honest, they're going to key in and zero in on that one time you said yes, right? One thing about parenting and challenges, whatever, is when a lot of kids, let's face it, it's in kids' DNA, right? It's in their blood, if you will, right? That they will start pitting mom against dad, dad against mom, right? What did your mom say? Oh, she said, sure, no problem. And they lie to you, right? What do you do if they lie to you, if they disrespect you? I want an alliance between the parents and against the kids, okay? So it's not one of those situations where, hey, I'm going to talk to your mom to make sure, you're not lying to me, right? What did your mom say? It's just that DNA, genetic type of situation with kids where you can be an alliant front, with the kids, against your kids, so they're not pitting mom against dad, dad against mom, or whatever, that type of situation, even same-sex parents, okay? I don't want the parents to manipulate you both where you can be an alliance with each other. Do not bash the other parent, right? I run into this a lot of parents in my relationship counseling in my office, okay, with couples. And it comes down to the situation where, Greg, oh my God, I can't believe it. I go to discipline the kid, whatever, and she sort of cuts my legs out, cuts my authority out, or he cuts my authority out, that type of situation. Do not do that, okay? The kid will look at you and smile, and that will create an alliance with the kid and one parent versus the other, and you're in deep trouble when it comes to that. When a kid, you go to try to rescue the kids from the other parent. I'm not talking about being abusive. I'm not talking about being derogatory, that type of situation. Not at all. Never tolerate about being, verbally, physically abusive with a kid. Not at all. But I want you to have an alliance with each other and look at what's going on. Even if you disagree how discipline is handled with the kid, that type of situation, do it in private. You know what? Hey, I think you handled it incorrectly. I think you could have handled it a little bit better than what you did, as I trip over my tongue again, okay? Sorry about that. But I want you to be able to have the, alliance and the respect for each other where you can call each other out, but do it in private, not in front of the kids. Hey, you could have handled it differently. Maybe you shouldn't have, you yelled too much, whatever it is. Maybe you were too harsh in discipline measures. Do it in private. And you can also, be a good parent. Teach your kid that you can say you're sorry. You know what? I shouldn't have yelled like I did. I should have handled it different than you. However, you're still not allowed to do whatever it is. Yell at me, call me names, disrespect your mother, disrespect me, hit your kid, whatever it is. You get me? I should have handled it differently, but you're not allowed to do this, and be firm. It also teaches your kid that you can be humble, that you can have humility, and that you can make mistakes, right? It's fine. That's a great lesson to teach your kids. Some parents will never, ever, ever be able to look at these situations to where, I'm perfect. How dare you? I'm always right. You listen to me. That type of situation. That's not being a good parent, okay? Being a good parent, you can listen to your kid. You can, understand what your kid is feeling, what your kid is going through. That's being a good parent. That doesn't mean they get their way all the time, okay? Going back to, like I said, one parent wants to, be disciplined and have boundaries and rules. Every kid needs that to have structure in their relationship. That doesn't mean you can't be flexible from time to time, okay? Kids need to be able to earn responsibility. They need to earn discipline. You get me when I say earn? They deserve that, right? Too many parents out in the situation, I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to piss a lot of people off when it comes to this situation, where too many parents over the last, let's face it, 20 years have been very, very permissive with their kids. You're not teaching discipline. You're not teaching responsibility. If a kid does something wrong, oh, that's okay, that type of situation, and you think you're doing your kid a favor. No, you're teaching them not to have thick skin. You're teaching them not to have responsibility. You're not teaching them to take responsibility for their action, because you're there to rescue them all the time. That doesn't teach kids to grow and mature and to be resilient, right? We're going to fall down. We're going to have bumps and bruises. That's part of life and part of kids. That doesn't mean you can't care and, just tough it up, suck it up. Don't worry about it. No, not at all. You can be compassionate and be caring and empathetic. Absolutely. But you better be able to teach your kids resiliency and teach your kids that the world is not going to be perfect. And a lot of parents out there, like I said, over the last 20 years, they try to have the kids never have, downfalls in life. They try to pretend that, the world is perfect for the kids, and they give their kid whatever they want. Not necessarily materialistic at times, but also emotionally, that they don't want their kid to have any disappointment in life. That's not being a good parent. And this is where I run into one parent gets it. The other parent is worried about themselves and worried about, what their kid thinks of them. Oh, I can't have my kid hate me or think I'm mean, or what if they don't love me? That type of situation. So that's where I go back at the beginning. Are you able to look at, not being a kid's best friend, and that it's not your job that your kids like you all the time? No, not at all. You can be loving and compassionate towards your kids, but also be stern and firm. And when there is a huge disconnect with the parenting challenges and parenting dynamics, it creates a lot of havoc, and it creates a lot of relationship challenges, and you feel like you're at opposite odds and you don't respect each other. And all of a sudden, let's face it, right? Divorce starts happening, affairs start happening, because you feel disrespected by the other parent. Now, again, what are you doing to be a better parent? What are you doing to hold your kids responsible for their actions? Again, nothing is perfect. You have a kid that could be 3 years old and spills milk, juice, water, whatever, right? And you have one parent, oh my God, I can't believe it. No. Why would you yell at a kid? Again, going back, teach it. It's okay. Hey, that's awesome. You tried to, pour the milk, get a glass of milk or whatever for yourself, or juice, whatever, whatever it is. That's awesome. You tried. Now I can teach you to clean it up. Why would you yell and scream at your kid for doing something that they want to try? And again, it's not causing a health issue. It's not causing a safety issue. That's different, right? So can you teach your kids being responsible and you're going to clean it up versus, well, I don't want to clean it up, so you clean it up for me. Excuse me? Oh, hell no. How many parents out there, where it creates a lot of disrespect and a lot of arguments, where you have teenage kids out there and you're still cleaning their room, right? They have empty dishes in their room. They have food and bugs and whatever. Their room is a disaster, and you're not teaching them to take care of themselves. Oh, I'll take care of it. It's okay. And you make excuses for your kid. That's not teaching your kid anything except that they're disrespecting you, in that, you know what, they get to do whatever they want to a certain degree. That's not healthy for your kids. And I know it's very, very difficult to set boundaries and set rules. Well, what do I do? Nothing works. You need to find something that works for your kid. Are you being more consistent? Are you staying strong? The kid they're going to yell and scream at you and pout and cry and complain. That doesn't mean you have to yell back. That doesn't mean you have to degrade them. You can say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to have you argue with me and disrespect me. This is going to happen. That's where you have to set firmer boundaries about discipline, about, grounding, about those type of aspects. And grounding is to teach, responsibility for your kids. And this is where parenting comes into a huge, huge domain that creates a lot of aspects and a lot of issues that, it just runs sideways. I want to try to stop that. Okay. Now, in situations I run to, a lot of people are in new relationships. They might be, on their second marriage, third marriage, whatever, or in a new relationship. And it comes to step parenting, and the step parent wants to come in and they want to act like mom or like dad. I'm a parent. I'm the adult, and you're not going to disrespect me. When you come from that type of attitude, if you will, you're already stacking the deck against you. I don't want that, okay? With step parenting dynamics, I want people to come from a stance that you act like you are, let's face it, that you are like an aunt, like an uncle, like you're a teacher, a mentor, those type of elements, okay? If you come back and you try to force the kids to do something you want because you're, bossy, that you want to be respected so much and you're trying to force it. No, not at all. That doesn't mean that the step kids disrespect you. Oh, hell no. Most of the discipline at first need to come from the biological parent, okay? I'm being honest with you, and I'm trying to help you. The discipline needs to come from the biological parent. And again, this is very difficult when it comes to situations, okay? You might be in the kid's life and you might be the mother or the father, if you want a surrogate mother or father for the kid, and you've been that way forever because the other parent's been absent. Okay, so things are different when it comes to that. But I don't want the step parent to become the enemy in the household, okay? They won't listen to you, they won't whatever, and you're trying to force it. But you can back up the biological parent's rules, you get me? You have, hey, you know what? I don't think it's working. Have you tried this? I'm all about helping and being a support mechanism for the biological parent to your, step kids, if you will, to the step children. Absolutely. So, would you allow, as a biological parent, would you allow your kids to treat the step parent any way they want? Oh, hell no. Would you allow your kids to treat aunt, their uncle, their grandparent, a teacher? Would you allow them, your kids, to treat those people any way they want and disrespect them? Oh, hell no. That doesn't mean it. Hey, you're not going to disrespect, that. Well, they're not my dad. He's not my dad, not my mother. I get that, but you're still going to respect that person. There's a huge difference when it comes into this, okay? Again, I'm trying to help you align and trying to combat those issues in a relationship. And one parent might not want that. They don't want to be the bad parent. They don't want their kids to hate me, so they want the step parent to step up and do all the discipline measures. That's not fair to the step parent. Hell no. And you need to be able to suck it up a little bit and to be more firm and more disciplined and start, respecting yourself enough and being a better parent than allowing your kids to step all over you and to disrespect you. Because if you start having your kids disrespect you and allow the kids to do whatever you want, let me ask you, do you think your new partner or your current partner is going to be okay with that? That you want them to tolerate that situation? Oh, it's not going to work, okay? I'm going to ask you, I'm going to be blunt. Why should they respect you if you're not you're not allowing and commanding the respect from your kids? Why should your partner respect you as a parent and as a partner? It's not going to happen. It's just a matter of time before tolerance ends, big time, okay? Someone mentioned, what about young adults at home? It is such a difficult balance. It is a difficult balance. And when it comes to you have adult kids living at home, 18, 19, 20. And I say adult, legally they're an adult because your 18, 19-year-old have kids. That doesn't mean they're an adult or mature at that age, right? We hope so, but let's face it, ain't going to happen. But this is coming down to, why are you allowing your adult kids to disrespect you? Are they having discipline? Are they living by the rules of your home? Again, it's your home. It's, you're paying the bills. I'm assuming you could be paying rent. You could be paying mortgage. You could be paying utilities, cable. And you're allowing your kids to disrespect you and not follow through with the rules. And I run into this a lot where one parent is, they're scared to death about holding their kid responsible, holding their kids accountable for their actions. They don't want to kick them out of their house, right? I run into this a lot, okay? What if, I can't let my kid, you know what? You're going to leave the house. You don't respect me. You don't respect the household rules, so you need to leave. Well, okay, they're not working. They don't want to find a job. They're not, responsible enough. They don't want to work, so what do, right? This is where it starts when they're young, whatever. Are you allowing them and not setting those boundaries from when they're young? Now, I'm all about, tough love when it comes to this situation. I don't want kids, I don't want adult, to be hurt, to be disrespected, not at all. But are you kicking your kids out? Let's face it. Are you demanding that they follow the rules, or you need to leave? You have, 30 days, whatever, to find another place to live because you're not, let's face it, you're not holding them accountable. And they're going to look at you, oh yeah, you're just yelling and screaming again, whatever. No big deal, right? You're not really going to have me leave. You're not going to react, right? Because you want to be that best friend. You don't want to hold them accountable because what happens, you're worried about their own well-being. You're worried about, if they hate you or not, that you're a mean parent. I get it. It's not easy. It's very, very difficult. But this is where it comes down to the situation to where, you know what? You're not disrespecting me. You're not finding a job. You need to start, earning your own way. You have 30 days. You have 2 weeks, whatever, to find another place to live. I'm going to change the locks. You're on your own. And a lot of parents will, oh my God, what if they're homeless? What if they do all this? Well, maybe they need to go to a shelter. A lot of people are going to hate me when I say that. I'm honest, okay? You can hate me, go right ahead. What if they want to, that tough love and start having responsibility, and they're going to blame you? They're going to, I can't believe you're rotten. You kicked me out, whatever. And that manipulation, that guilt trip, right? And you're like, you feel that rip. That's okay. You can feel that way. You can feel like your kid hates you or that you're being mean or whatever. You're not being mean. You're commanding respect for yourself. And you're also sort of having them and commanding that your kid, adult kids, are able to, be responsible and be an adult. Number one, one of the best jobs that you can do is have your kids start being responsible, and be considerate and to be a responsible adult. That's a parent's job, right? You want to raise them to be respectful, to have a work ethic, to be responsible, to be considerate of other people, and also, be resilient and work go work towards what they want in life, the job they want. Maybe if they want an apartment and whatever, they have to live, and it's not just given to them. You get me? That you keep catering to your kids. That's not being a good parent. That is you worrying about how your kids feel about you. Let's be honest. And that's not healthy. And all of a sudden, your adult kids turn out to be very disrespectful, okay? You need to be able to set boundaries and set rules and be consistent when those rules hit, okay? That doesn't mean you don't listen to your kids. That doesn't mean you don't listen to how certain things or how life affects your kids, not at all. But you can be compassionate and be, empathic and understand, be a great listener to your kid. However, you also, what can you do about that? I get it's rough, it's hard, whatever. Life ain't easy. Now, what are some situations you can go after? What can you do to change that and still have responsibility for your kid as they age, especially when it comes to adult situations, right? Adult kids. The big thing, too, is, with divorce situations going on this about co-parenting, and you have a hostile parent that creates alienation. I've been on a lot of, I know I just sort of huffed a little bit. I've been on witness stands too many times with parents, abuse situations, co-parenting dynamics, or divorce situations. I've been on witness stands in courts about, what is the best interest of the kid, right? Versus, is it one parent or the other, right? They want to alienate one parent, and one parent will lie, will be hostile, and try to manipulate and try to just, rip the other parent apart. And they could be a good parent, right? Type of situation. And it's about hurt. It's not what's best for the kid. It's about being consistent. And you can tell, the other parent, the mother or father to your kids, that, I'm not going to allow you to manipulate me. I'm not going to allow you to manipulate your kids and alienate the kids against me, right? And they're going to, what do you want to call it? The Disney dad, the Disney mom, they don't have consequences, whatever. If they see the kid every other weekend, once a week, every other weekend, and it's, do whatever you want, whatever, I'm happy. I'm not going to have discipline. I'm going to let you be the bad parent. I'm going to have you make all the consequences for the kid and discipline. When it comes to co-parenting in a divorce situation, no, you still got to hold the kids responsible, even if you're the parent and you see them every other weekend. You're divorced, or, a relationship, and you're co-parenting a kid, you still need to hold the kids responsible and, not allow yourself, I can't have the kids hate me, or, think I'm mean, or whatever. I only see them every other weekend, or whatever the situation or what the custody agreement is. And I'm all about equal custody. Believe me, I'm all about that. However, you need to be able to stop alienating the kids. And I have so many parents over the years that have tried to alienate and have the kids feel guilty, and have the kids, be manipulative. And I've had, mom moves out of town, moves, from Metro Detroit to, say, California, and they're trying to manipulate the kid. This is mom, dad's great, whatever, supportive, whatever. And, mom's trying to make the kid feel guilty for their own decisions. You still need to take care of this when I left, and, left the house or the apartment I was living in, and you have to take care of all this stuff even though I live. That's BS, right? And, when kids start thinking the parent hates you, when the kid starts manipulating you, that's what I'm talking about when it comes to co-parenting dynamics. And it happens if you're still in that same relationship, right? That you make them feel manipulated. You feel, throw guilt trips at those. You need to knock that off, okay? You need to understand, is it the best interest for myself, or is it actually what's in the best interest for the kid, okay? So remember, look at, the temperament of the kid, right? Are they shy? Are they more stubborn? Are they more bullheaded type of situation, okay? No one is perfect. There's not a perfect way to parent your kids. You do the best you can, and you own that. You be consistent. Make sure you have discipline versus punishment with your kids, okay? Be partner. Be, have an alliance. Have an, how do I want to say it? With each other, with both people being parents, and not allow the kids to pin mom against dad, dad against mom, that type of situation. You need to, have an alliance, be a partner when it comes to parents. And if you disagree in parenting, talk about it privately. Don't bash each other, right? Don't, rip each other authority as a parent in front of the kids. You need to talk privately about that, and also be humble enough. If you make a mistake with your kids, it's okay. Own that as a parent. You know what? I'm sorry. I should have handled it differently. I get you shouldn't have done this, but I shouldn't have handled this, in a different way. I should have handled this. So own that, okay? And be better and be more relaxed in being a parent. It's not easy, right? Parenting is tough, especially when it comes to, being a single parent or a co-parent in those situations, okay? So check out my website, theartofrelationship.org. Check out the Art of Relationship show every Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern time. Check it out, and I appreciate everybody tuning in. And again, sorry for me babbling and tripping over my tongue during this episode, okay? Peace and love to everybody out there. Take care.